Right then, welcome back to the channel. Stephen Howson. 5 things that we learned Manchester United against Brentford. And I think we actually learned quite a few things in this one. Things that we've maybe not quite seen this season from a couple of individuals. I'm going to start with Garnacho. Garnacho sparked a comeback. He was a game changer yesterday. He obviously scored the equaliser and he delivered one of his most complete and mature performances, if not the most complete and mature performance of the season. He was an absolute nightmare for Brentford's defence, constantly driving at defenders. He won 5 out of 14 duels, which isn't bad. If your defenders and your central midfielders are winning that, that's a bit of a problem. But your forward players winning only 5 out of 14 duels isn't necessarily a bad thing. And he was onto people and he was pressing. He's quite lightweight and slight. It's going to happen. But he did complete 5 dribbles. And the finish for his goal absolutely brought Old Trafford to life just when we needed it to. His energy and his directness were absolutely crucial, especially when you saw on the other side, and I mentioned this in the review that I did with Jay after the game, I don't know if Marcus was struggling to beat his man or if it was, this is sort of how Ten Hag's trying to shape it up, because you also notice Ahmad doesn't really go around the outside too much as well. But it is what it is. Garnacho really brought a spark, and that was nice to see because, as I've been saying for weeks, we need our forward players to deliver. Marcus gets an assist, Hojlund gets a goal, Garnacho gets a goal, and United win. Like, it's not rocket science. That's what you need that forward line to do. These days we are doing more online than ever before, whether it's working, streaming, shopping, if you name it, it's all online. And with that comes the risk of exposing your data to the people that want to do you harm. Now, that's why Surfshark's VPN is an absolute game changer for anybody that values their privacy and wants unrestricted access to that digital world. Surfshark is like your personal bodyguard for the internet. It hides your IP address. It allows you to virtually jump from country to country with just a click, whether you're trying to access the UK media libraries while on holiday or bypassing geo restrictions for your favorite content. Surfshark makes it easy and secure. Public Wi-Fi can be a hacker's playground, but with Surfshark's powerful encryption, your data gets locked down tight. And thanks to their no-log policy, none of your browsing activity is tracked or stored. You get the true internet freedom, safe from ads, from trackers, from malware, thanks to their clean web feature. And the best part, one account covers all your devices, from phones to laptops, tablets, you name it, you are protected across the board. And if you're ready to take control of your online privacy and security, then head over to surfshark.com/Howson and you're going to get 4 months extra of Surfshark. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is literally no reason to not give this a go. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Check the link in the description or go to surfshark.com/Howson and start securing your online life today. Number 2, Hojlund's moment of class. Hojlund's real clever finish to win the game showed the sort of composure and class that we've been waiting to see from him. His presence in the box was impactful, and he didn't win a lot of duels either, but he was at him. 7 out of 18, and he never gave up the physical battle. He was constantly trying, and that's something that's not been quite there, I think, in terms of United this season. There's been a lot of criticism of players looking like they don't care. I don't think any of the team actually yesterday didn't look like they didn't care. They all look like they give a shit. Hojlund's always had quite good finishing. The issue with Hojlund is either not taking the shots or not getting the shots. It's one of the two. So when you see him take the shot that he gets with the composure that he delivered it with, that ability to score with such a delicate touch after such a physical, grueling game, understands the potential that this kid's got to lead the line for United for years to come. He's got to find a way to put himself in that position 2-3 times a game. The very best strikers, the most elite strikers in the world, only score with 1 in 4 chances. You get some freakish seasons where some gravitate closer to 1 in 3 that they're scoring. But talking just across the board, from your Benzemas to your Zlatans to your Cavani's, like your Shearers and Kanes, you're talking 1 in 4. If you're scoring 1 in 4, you're in decent company.
What you've got to do then is increase the volume of chances that you're getting and taking, because that's the other important thing. If you're gun shy, you can have all of the ball played to you as much as you want inside the box, around the penalty area. If you ain't quick on the draw, you're not getting those shots. So it's a combination of creating chances for them and them being willing to pull the trigger. And he pulled it at the right time yesterday. You can't argue with that at all. Number 3, set-piece defending is still a problem. Pinnock's goal at the end of the first half was a painful reminder of United's ongoing set-piece woes. Now, De Ligt being off the pitch, that's an entire different argument, and I've seen a lot of people saying someone should have gone down. We should have had another player go down, be injured, and that might have allowed De Ligt to come back on the field. And it's a good point, yeah. These dark arts are there to be utilised. Now, I do one with Paddock occasionally, if we need it, which is the goalkeeper goes down with a knee injury. Why the goalkeeper? Well, the ref will stop play with a goalkeeper. They will take their gloves off, and it will take a bit of time. And I do when I need to make a tactical tweak late in the second half usually. So about the 60th minute, goalkeeper's got a knee injury. We go down. I can get the players over to me to have a chat. Someone goes over to the keeper. They give it a good 90 seconds or so, rub his knee, spray it, and then the keeper's got to get his gloves back on. And that just takes that little bit longer than it would take with a normal player. At the highest level in the Premier League, people talk about Jose Mourinho doing this, that, and the other. It's not genius. It's just using your brain. If you've got a player off because of a blood injury, I got cramp. My shoelace needs doing. We're not in a rush to restart this game and be disadvantaged in any way. Fuck that noise. Now, De Ligt had 9 clearances, 4 interceptions. He played his part. He might have had a big say in the way that goal was conceded. But I still think overall, United's organisation and desire often at times is a concern. For a team that's got ambitions like us, they say it's about a quarter of your goals come from set pieces. And teams that can get really good at set pieces just completely outplay their level at times. And it's a leveler for, teams a little bit lower down. They can use a set piece to kind of claw back some advantage against a team that they're not expected to win. And one of my favourite books, I wonder if it's up here actually. It is up here. One of my favourite books, Das Reboot, talks about how Germany, basically the 10-year sort of journey for Germany to go and win the 2014 World Cup. And one of the things that they talk about in this is that they got so good at set pieces that they stopped wondering if they would score a goal, and they just started deciding almost, listen, if we can't score from open play, we'll just score from a Standard, which is a set piece in German. And for me, that's one thing that United just haven't had as a... I don't want to throw it back to David Beckham times. We were pretty good when Vidic used to get on the end of stuff, weren't we? But it just feels like so long that United have not been a threat or capable of stopping the opposition score from Standards. So it's something that needs fixing. And considering we had a set-piece coach, Ramsey, that came with such fanfare and with dog shit, something needs to be done. Because there's clearly levels to the set-piece game. And United are amateurs at it, at both ends of the pitch. You could almost... Do you know what? If we never conceded from set plays, and we were just locked in, but we never scored one either, you'd be like, I'll take that. Or if it was the other way around. United get a corner and everyone shits it because United are so good at corners, or a free kick in a wide area. And, all right... we concede a very normal amount of goals from them, but we score so many. You'd be like, yeah, all right. But to be bad at both is unforgivable, isn't it? Like, how are we shit at both? How does that work? What must they look like in training? Do we, I don't know. Does that mean we score loads in training, or we concede loads when we play against each other? I have no idea. Anyway, set pieces are a problem. Number 4, Bruno. So, he got an assist yesterday. It was a brilliant assist as well, by the way. Let's not play that down. Brilliant back heel for Hojlund's winner. Showing that he can be Manchester United's creative force without spamming it. He had a nice pass completion yesterday, certainly by his, very, very nice by his standards. 86% pass completion, 49 out of 57 passes, and he made 2 key passes. He also contributed defensively with 4 tackles. Some of his speculative passing can lead to a lot of frustration. And it's kind of rein that in, allow a little bit more of his natural kind of work rate and desire and like that innate sort of nature he's got to go press stuff, and see if you can find the balance between the two. I think I've wanted it all season, and we did an entire video on it talking about can we just change to a little bit more of a midfield 3 with a single pivot? And even though it wasn't exactly that yesterday against Brentford, it was closer. It reminded me a little bit of Ollie's dogleg midfield, the Matic, Herrera, Pogba midfield. Totally different personalities in the 3 occupants of those positions. It couldn't be any different, actually, could it? But like, it was a genuine 6, 8, and 10. Whereas what United have played lately is 2 6s and a fucking another false 9. So balance. You bring Bruno back, I think you get balance because he's got match-winning ability. I haven't seen it this year, really. Yesterday aside. And he's got fantastic ball-playing ability. Again, haven't really seen that this year. And he's got wonderful energy, and he will cover ground. Now, we've seen that in a couple of games this year. Porto away, actually, I thought he had a very good sort of defensive game. Yes, obviously, there's other issues. But, like, positionally, I think just tweaking Bruno's position is probably one of the biggest payoffs that you can have in terms of a tactical tweak with this squad. You can't just say to the forwards, lads, I've been thinking about it, we should just score more goals and we'll be all right. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I think from a tactical point of view, the obvious tweak is Bruno's positioning. And I thought yesterday he's shown why having him in a deeper position benefits the team immensely. Because on paper, Eriksen, the finished Casemiro, and the what the fuck has he come as this season, Bruno, should have been outrun by a Brentford midfield. And people were calling me arrogant by saying, is it an audition for Thomas Frank? Well, of course it was an audition for Thomas Frank, because he's literally one of the names being linked with the future Manchester United job if Erik Ten Hag gets sacked. So it's not arrogant. That's factual that it's an audition for him. And then some people will say United should just absolutely steamroll Brentford because they don't watch football and they don't actually look at the abilities of the opposition that we face. I don't like doing that. You know, and should United be worried about Brentford? No, we shouldn't really. Your expectations have changed. Of course they have. 15 years ago, my expectations that Manchester United wouldn't lose a single game and that we would probably win every competition that we entered. And you'd come away with maybe 2 out of them. Now my expectations, I don't even know what my expectations are. I hope we get into the top 4. Of course that's an enormous fall from grace. Of course it is. But it's reality. Do you know how mental I would look if my preview consisted of Manchester United are the best team in the world and we're going to beat Brentford 7-0 tomorrow? See you after the game, and we definitely did that. Can you, like, it's just pure delusion to just presume that the standards are the same as they was 15 years ago, because they're not. Reality has bitten us right hard in the arse, and we are where we are. The game is to try and build back to that. So I can't wait to do a preview in the future where United are playing Brentford as reigning Premier League and European champions. And I say, who gives a fuck about Brentford? It's going to be 7-0. I can't wait for that. Because I will. I promise you we get into that position. I will do that. At me. Anyway. What was the last one? Casemiro. So Casemiro's been finished more times than... I don't know. I can't think of a good analogy here. I don't know. I don't know. He's been finished a lot. Sorry. But he was an enforcer in midfield yesterday. 5 big, crucial tackles, 11 out of his 16 duels, physically totally disrupted Brentford's rhythm, really effective in shielding the defence, and despite what he was doing in defence, he also contributed offensively. Did only get the one shot on target, but was good in possession. He was making good decisions with the ball, and I thought his dominance in duels showed why that when it's a spicy game like that, there's still a place for him. I think with Casemiro, it's got to be the case of he probably plays once a week. I'm not sure he's in the just play him consistently week in, week out. And I think that's why you saw the enormous drop-off that you saw with him. But he does, and he has this season shown us he's got the ability to do some real work in that midfield, which is good because we are short in midfield. And if he's written off, then United are in trouble. But I think if you manage his energy levels and you keep him relatively rested, there's still a player in there. United have still got to strike the balance between being defensively solid and putting it on a team. But I thought we got the balance right yesterday from a tactical point of view and a personnel point of view. So big ups, everybody. Weekend wasn't ruined. It's been happy days. And as you lot are watching this, Paddock under 16's got a big game. I'm going to go watch that. So good luck to those lads. It's kicking off in about half an hour. And I'm going to go watch them, see how they're getting on. Because I believe in the youth and I'm trying to bring some into the first team. So that's what I'm off to go and do. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. And I'll be back with some more waffle and opinions tomorrow. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.